Recording in progress.
Where have you been? Why are you here? And where are you going? You look at your life, you look at what you produce. Is it giving you what you want? Are you living on purpose? Are you living your dream? Are you acting on your ideas? Are you doing all you can do? Have you gotten comfortable? Are you procrastinating? Are you evading your own greatness? Are you surrounding yourself with people that can nourish you? Are you challenging yourself? Are you experimenting? Are you learning something different? Is your life an adventure or is it boring? Why are you here? What brought you here? Investing the time, the money. What brought you here? What decisions are you making right now as you look into the future? Where are you going with your life?
I don't care how hard you fail. I don't care how many times you fail the test. I don't care if nobody don't believe in you. It only takes you believing in yourself to get this thing done. As long as you believe in you, you got the right mindset, you got the right attitude, you can have whatever you like. But if you fall, I need you to fall forward. I need you to fail forward.
Now, are there going to be some moments when you want to give up? Yes. Will there be some moments when it's going to seem like it's impossible? The pain that you're experiencing, the disappointment that you're experiencing, that you're going to say, it's not worth it? Yes, that's going to be right there for you. It's going to be in your face, telling you to go back.
But don't let the distractions distract you. All right? You got to keep moving. Don't stop.
Separate what you do from who you are. That's what the guilt trap is about. All of us have made some mistakes in life. All of us have done some things that if we had them to do over again, we wouldn't do it again. A lot of things that if I had it to do over again, if I knew then what I know now, I would have done it differently. Well, it didn't happen that way. A lot of us, because of our limited vision of ourselves, a lot of us who begin to focus on problems and enable them to overwhelm us, we begin to think that we have no options. We begin to believe that there's no way out. You can always better your best. You can always go beyond anything that you have ever done. And I'm saying that the fact that you're still here, that you're still breathing, you've got some more work, and you owe it to yourself. So when you get up in the morning, that you can look yourself in the face and say, hey, I'm living my life on my terms.
But I tell you, there are some times in life where you fall down and you feel like you don't have the strength to get back up. Pretend that everything's okay when it's not, and you go home and lay in your bed when no one's looking at you, when you don't have to impress anybody, and fear comes in. You know the fear that you have as soon as you walk into the doors of your house. Maybe there's a broken home. Maybe you have doubt in your life. Maybe you don't know for sure what's going to be happening in the future and it scares you. Maybe you're worried about what people think of you, what people say about you. Just that fear paralyzes you. And I just want to ask you today, do you think you have hope?
Right now, you're at the worst place in your life that you've ever been. I believe that this is your beginning, but this doesn't have to be your end. That just because you are currently here, this is your present circumstances, that life don't have to end for you right now.
What is it that will give you the drive? What is it that will ignite the courage in you to get up and come back again and again and again?
Your why. Your why is gonna push you when you can't push yourself. When you wanna quit and give up, your why is gonna give you that edge you need, that advantage you need, that lift that you need to get to the next level. Your why. Yes, we're tired. Yes, we're hungry. Yes, the mind is saying give up. Yes, it's saying quit. But we cannot quit because we realize we have not reached the goal yet. This is not what I said I was gonna do. This is what I talked about. This is not the goal. This is not what I dreamed about. This is not what it looks like.
I will try 100 times to get up, and if I fail 100 times, if I fail and I give up, do you think that I'm ever gonna get up? No.
So I need you to believe.
But if I fail, I try again and again and again. For as long as I try, there's always that chance of getting up.
You can decide that you're going to stand up to life.
And it's not the end until you've given up. There's still hope.
You're going to work through this. You're going to get up. You're going to get dressed. You're going to get out. And you're going to do what you've been called to do. You're going to be what you called to be. You're going to have, and you're going to prove to everybody that tried to break you, everybody that tried to stop you, everybody that tried to kill your dream, you're going to prove all of them wrong. I use the pain to push me to greatness. And I'm telling you right now, don't give up. I'm telling you right now, don't give in. Get through it. There is still time. As long as there's breath in your nostrils, as long as you can wake up in the morning.
It matters how you're going to finish. And you will find that strength to get back up.
You still in the game, which means if you're in the game and there's still time in the game, still time left in the game, you can still win the game. You can't afford not to be you. You can't afford just to go to work so you can get a check. You cannot afford not to see what your greatest is. You can't afford not to put your foot all the way down and see what you can get out of life.
You'll get knocked down, but you won't be knocked out. I'm going to empower me. And all of these things that are happening to me right now, they're just temporary inconveniences. They're not stronger than I am.
You can't afford not to be you.
You're going through some hard times. It has not come to stay. It has come to pass. It takes guts to pick yourself up. It takes guts. You got to dig down deep to gut it out. Keep on going again and again and again until you make it happen, because you know that it's possible.
And many of you right now, life's got you up against the rope. You can't give up. You can't give in. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And if life's got you backed up, you start fighting back.
If life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up.
It's necessary you take responsibility for it, that you make it happen, that you don't give up, that you keep on keeping on, that you don't decide that I can't make it because you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. We have so much energy that can take us so far. It's necessary that you hook up with some other energy that can take you to the next level. Just go out there. It's possible you can get what you want. It's necessary if you want it, you got to go into action. You got to be willing to experiment. You got to be willing to fail and to succeed. Here's your dream manifested. No, it's hard. Yes, it's hard. It's difficult. Yes, right? And it's worth it. It's necessary that you have a plan of action, that you're resilient, that you stick to, that you have the vision and never give up, that you become creative and relentless and keep on coming back again and again and again. And that it's you that you got to take personal responsibility to make it happen. And that it's hard. Easy is not an option. And when life knocks you down, jump back up and say, it's not over until I win.
Hola, mis queridos amigos.
Hello, my dear friends. How are you? Welcome, welcome, our community. Please, can you confirm if you can hear me clearly in the chat, please? To the people that are here with me, thank you, Brenda. Thanks, Paloma. Thanks, Maria. Thanks to everyone. Thanks, Luis. Thanks, brother. Thanks for that answer.
Thank you to all the people from South Africa, because every time that I come on or I am on the stage for this community, they always say hi and they always express a lot of care and a lot of love to me and my family. So thank you so much to all the people in South Africa. Muchas gracias a todos los sudafricanos.
Muchas gracias de todos los sudafricanos y por esos mensajes que me están, for all the messages that from the people in South Africa.
Interpretation, you can click there and you can pick the channel of your language. Aquellos de ustedes que quieran escuchar la conferencia en otro idioma, le dan clic en interpretación y a partir de ahí pueden escucharlo en español o en inglés. Bueno, primero que nada, jóvenes.
So first of all, my intent is not to teach absolutely nothing. It's not to teach, but to share my experiences from the last 34 years of doing this beautiful industry that is network marketing. And as many of you do this professionally, will understand what I refer to. It's a business that has no price, because you can see how people fulfill their dreams, and that is the biggest paycheck, not only for you, but the people around you. So the network marketing, what we do within the community at Decentra is priceless, because many of you that barely started and that you're going through this industry, in the next months, we're going to change your lives within the community, and you can see how it's genuine. And me, like a Spaniard with some experience in network marketing, I can reach to a person in South Africa or Nigeria, South Korea, Mexico, Peru, Colombia, and that is what is wonderful about this industry. I have always pushed all the distributors and the leaders to explore the markets and the international markets, because international markets will make you see and to become a brand new leader. And I'm gonna explain about this, but it's so beautiful to be working in other countries. And I know that many of you have that dream, and to have that dream to work in other countries, to work in other continents, to travel, and also to help other people, and to go around the world and to show this beautiful industry and this beautiful community that is Decentra. Do not take away your finger from this paragraph, because if you can travel around the world and help other people to become and help them become in the next leaders at Decentra, as today it's borning, and we're orchestrating the new profiles of leadership of the future leaders, because the future leaders are so related to the leaders that have been working in this industry, because today we're dreamers, we're visionaries, and that is something that a leader must have. We're extremely positive, and we have that positive mindset, and those are factors that will not change from the leaders from 20 or 30 years ago, or for the leaders of today and the leaders of the future. And why I'm talking about this, because this is an industry where a person has to come here not only to grow financially, what you will do in a really rapid manner, but also in a personal manner, they have to grow. I'm getting tired of seeing leaders in this industry and that work with me that went through so many obstacles and have shown those results but they only dedicated to themselves to make money, but not to grow as a person. And what happens with a person that grows personally but does not grow as a leader? Well, they will just be spending their money because they're only growing financially. And this opportunity is wonderful, always that financial growth will go side by side with the personal growth. And so that will happen to you. It's not the people. Like, how do you feel when other people tell you, oh, what a nice car, what a beautiful house? And when your friend, your family tell you that you have become a wonderful person. And that is what network marketing does. Because network marketing, you have to grow every day in the personal area, but also to impress people that are around you and to feel proud about you. Because one of the big batteries of energy in this industry is that your family and your friends, even they are not doing the business with you, is to let them feel proud. And that is extremely important because people respect what you do. And respect, one, you earn it continuously. There are people that will feel frustrated because many people talk about the industry and they have that negative comments on this industry. So when you take the time to teach people the wonderful opportunity that we have, even without having the intention to let them join that community, and you give time to people, will let people to understand network marketing in a different manner. There have been a lot of times that I couldn't explain network marketing, but I'm able to transmit and share the feeling about this because there are two different people. Because people try to understand that explanation and to explain it in a mathematical way. Because people are not seeking that explanation because they are feeling that emotion and that feeling that you're giving to them. And today I want to talk to you about something very, very concrete. And sometimes that we, as distributors, we sin of what the things that we do not do. So I will not be focusing on the presentation. You're going to have news from the presentation of Decentra, how it's going to change the way to explain in different angles. But you're going to see in the next weeks, we're going to have a presentation of Decentra that is different. And today we're going to hear why it's going to be different. So when you're explaining, so the 20 most important topics when you're preparing for a conference, when you prepare for a conference, it's not an open meeting, it's not a conference in a hotel or in a place that you're going to show off. A conference, sometimes it's just one a single person or two in a house. That's a conference. Because a person does not understand the parameters to do a conference are the same in all stages wherever you are. But there are some slight variants when you go to a big audience. But it's important for you to understand the most important steps. Because you have beside the compensation plan, because we know the vision and that you know how to explain it and that you have passion for what you have. But someone that tells you and that have that interest and that you need to be involving around them, these topics that I'm going to talk to you about, these are topics that I have learned through my history in network marketing. What I want to tell you is that what I've been working for 34 years and talking with over 1 million people in conferences, I had to learn from the responses of the audience, because we need to have that continuous learn and that continuous expertise and always asking that feedback to your upline and your workmates inside this industry. So in order for them to improve, because let me tell you something, it doesn't matter how many applause you receive in stage, you can always continue learning and grow. So let's start with the first topic. And for me, the most important one, you have to have in mind and keep in mind your responsibility. So please write this down what I'm gonna, because this conference is for you. It's not for 2,000 or 3,000 or 20,000 persons. It's for you to be able to learn from the people that we already done it, because this conference is for you to learn, to dedicate that time to yourself. How many of us do like Mr. Shane, David, Emmanuel, of course, Omar, Shane Moran, all these conferences that we do it for nurture your knowledge and that information. So it has to reach to a point where you can say, I need to work in myself. I need information for myself. What can I do and what can I take for the things that I listen? Or this is good for my people. So whenever you listen to a conference, first listen it by yourself. Never listen it in a third person You always need to analyze what the speaker said and try to fit in your personal life. And I guarantee you that you are going to see a change in yourself. First, have in mind and keep in mind your responsibility. When we're talking about the plan, it's a responsibility because many times, or most of the times, you're going to give more plans for the prospects of other people than for your own prospects. And I think that you can understand it. You're going to give thousands of plans and presentations and conferences in the next years within the Central community to guests of other people. And this, you need. Can you hear me clearly? There's a little bit of echo. Yes, great. So first, you need to take that responsibility that when you're explaining that plan and you're explaining to the ideal candidate, how do we take that responsibility? Well, that's simple. Thinking that that candidate, which you're talking to, is not only the prospect of our downline, but think that is your own prospect. How will you treat your own prospects if they are the prospect of other people? Take responsibility that when you do an offer and the people bring their guests within the community, the biggest treasure that a person can have is honest people. And the speaker or the people that are in the upstage, they need to be conscious of the responsibility that they have. And it's none other than to do a great job with the guests that they brought. Your responsibility is not to be show off and to show yourself of a person. Your responsibility is to transmit that message of our community to someone else. That is truly your responsibility. The responsibility to behave in the adequate manner with the right words, how you will like to be treated and like you wanted to other people treat your guests. There are people that are unpunctual, that is undisposed, they don't come dressed, they smell bad, and they arrive with the wrong attitude, and that in respect, because the first, you need to have respect for the people that you have in front, or the group of people that you have in front, because they represent the dreams of many people. So first point is to be responsible. Number two, if you're in a meeting, a small one-on-one in a house, and you have 5 or 10 guests, always, before you start that conferences, feel interested by the people that is there. Ask them about their lives, ask about their kids, about their dreams, about their profession, their frustrations, about all the things that is important to them. Because all of this will give you the tools needed. So when you explain the plan, you'll be able to close it. More than this, it's known that when I listen to someone before giving the plan, when I listen to the person, who they are, what they do, and that person is already closing, because listening is one of the strategies more known within marketing, and how you can truly and actually become a good closer, because that's the silent closer. If you know how to listen people, you will be closing to people as the moment as you listen to them. So investigate about the guest. If you're in a group with people in a theater, don't go outside the theater and become like a star, and don't let them be like VIP and to bring 5 or 6 guests from another organization, and try to know some of them from the audience, for let them be your point of reference in a conference. If you are capable to identify in a conference of 20, 30, 40, or 200 people, you are capable to identify the personality in about 10 or 20 or 15 people, and you give that plan to the people, you will focus on those 5 or 10 people, or you will focus on cover the needs of other people when you are talking with other people. I guarantee you that 20% of the people will like to sign, because to know and to listen to people and to be able to listen, 10 or 20 people that arrive to that place, listen to you, to see if that is the opportunity of their lives. So if you want to respect it, get the most information possible. It's good to make references, maybe like Carlos, Ana, and all the people that you talked prior to that conference, from the questions and the doubts they have for the presentation, always treat. So investigate of the guest and always make the references. I was in a conference recently, whereas there was a speaker that was so good. It was great. But the problem that he had is that when he go on stage, he went out with his own agenda, with all the things that he had in his mind and his own presentation, that sometimes in the conference you can realize how the energy of the public goes in a way, and then when he was talking, he went to another way because he's not getting that energy from the audience. He's not getting that feedback from the audience. One of my greatest mentors told me, if you do a conference, if the 3 or 4 minutes, the person isn't giving you feedback, don't keep going. You need to start over and get it inside your pocket, and then you keep doing that presentation. Because I don't know if this has happened to you, when there are sometimes you don't have that click or that chemistry with the people because you didn't do that exercise, and the conference becomes so long, and you think inside yourself, what bad conference I'm doing, because you're not doing the first steps, the initial steps before presenting that business. So always get all the information as possible of the guest. It can be one-on-one, homemade, or big audiences. So next, feel good about yourself. And this is something that we inside the technique, when someone is gonna do a conference, we was in charge to motivate that speaker, their workmates, the community. We deal, and it was our responsibility, the people that were in the first or second row, to always get to the speaker and tell him, thanks for the things that you're gonna do for us. You're gonna do phenomenal. And we are sure that all people will be interested in these conferences. And we're always supporting other people, and that we are gonna be continuously motivating that speaker. And you need to feel good yourself as a person. If you're not feeling good because you haven't eaten or you're not hydrated, and one of the biggest problems of the people when you're doing that speak, they're not hydrating. And when you're not hydrating, the oxygenation is not the same. So the ideas will not flow as they're supposed to be, or the answer that they need to do with the audience does not flow, and to understand the energy in the audience. So it's really important that you can feel good about yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror before a conference, because this is the image that I want. For me, to be able to share the opportunity within Decentra possibly is for a person that is going to join us, one of the biggest moments in their lives. So let me ask you something. How many of you remember the time that you received the information from Decentra? Remember where you were. Can you remember who gave you that presentation? Remember how that person was dressed. It can be the most single important moment inside the network marketing for you, but you need to feel good about yourself. So my question is, so are you properly dressed? And this happened a lot more with the women. When they feel good, when they feel beautiful, they will project a lot more, because gentlemen, it happens in a different measure. But it's important for you to see yourself in the mirror. Do I feel good? And respect yourself. And where's a person that was doing public conferences and is gonna do a conference for about 500 people, and that person said, I am ready. Great, fantastic. You went to the hair salon, and I want you to go today before the conference. Hey, but I went last week. It's not a fact that if you have bad hair, is the thing that you need to take care of yourself. And if you feel that what you're doing is taking care of your image, so do your hair, do your nails, whatever you want, but do things that make you feel good about yourself. Because if you are good, you're going to connect with so much and so many things. Always try to be the image of that person that you want to be. And I want to congratulate to the leaders at Decentra because, and this is inside the points, that there's not much to correct, but I know because there's not much to correct because you're doing a great job. And I know that the result, they're not having it because they're not focusing in these points that are also important. And it's how you feel about yourself. So the appearance, the dress, it's important. So the next, the pact within yourself. Before you start a conference, you need to do a pact. And that pact is the only thing and most single important thing in my life in this moment. And it's the responsibility with the guests I have in front of me. The responsibility to attend them in a full manner, to not let that a conference will be any thought of anything that is not the business. I will do a pact within myself that I'm going to give 100 in the concentration of the things I'm going to do. I'm going to do a pact within myself that I will not let in, or I will take out in every single moment of the conference. I will take away all those negative thoughts. For example, has it happened to you that you're in a conference and they are going all right, and then I guess is like doing like a weird face or like boredom or whatever, and you get nervous and you start thinking, what can that person be thinking? And that will take away that concentration and focus. One of the most single points is that absolute focus. And I'm saying absolute focus in everything. It can be a person next to you and just walking around. You cannot ask for a coffee. You cannot do absolutely nothing that is not to be focused in that conversation with that person and with that audience. And to do that pact with yourself, because I'm pretty sure, because I know that you has happened the same thing and you have betrayed to yourself. Once I had that negative thought and started thinking new negative thoughts, but it can be personal, or can be in the business, or can be sensations in the public. You always need to set it aside. You leave it backstage. How many of you agree with me? And who has happened this to you? Because I know that this has happened to a lot of us. And sometimes we do not control this beast. And it's important for you to control, because if you don't take control of that beast, that thought is going to have the control of the result and the outcome with that conferences. So listen to this. And it was a few months ago. We made an event in Cancun. And we went to this event at Cancun and did a conference in United. Some of you know it. I don't know if some of you remember, but it was a beautiful conference where it was my family and guests and many other people. But there is a lot of people that does not know it. But middle of the conference, mid-conference, I had a problem in my leg, and my leg was totally numb. Mid-conference, nobody realized when I went down backstage, I was limping. I asked to take backstage to do some exercises to awaken my leg. And inside my head, my pacts that I did to myself is not to feel that my leg was numb until I decided that I chose and decided that my leg was numb. I felt in a moment, and I took that thought out of my mind, and I forgot about it, that my leg was numb. And that thought was keep arriving to my mind when I was walking through the stage, and I had to do something about it. And it was to control your mind, and you will control the outcome. Control your mind, and you will control the outcome of your presentation, your conference, or whatever you're doing in that moment. All right. An important point. How many of you agree with me with what I have already said? How many of you, and tell me in the chat, how many agree with me because I want to see and I want to hear about you. So nod. I cannot see you, but and only you can see me, but move your head because this is the next, and this is very important.
Ahí les va. Sexto punto.
Sixth point. Continuously state and agree with yourself. What have I done with yourself? Because this is the third or fourth time that I'm calling to your unconscious. It's really important that in conferences to affirm and agree with people, or the guests agree with the things that you're saying, for you to be sure that you have it focused in that conversation. Well, like when I ask you, like you tell me, because I'm creating an anchor. I'm creating that technique that if one of you was asleep, when I will tell you, answer me in the chat. And Gorka, what did he say that I need to answer in the chat? Is to call to that attention of people and agree and affirm. And when you do it, look at the audience directly. And you just sometimes you just look away. So you need to find someone in the first row or the second row, in the third row, in the fourth, fifth, sixth, and you just stare at them and you just stare at them and ask directly, do you agree with me or not? And you're gonna say, you're gonna be how he's nodding and saying yes. And this is pure psychology. If you talk to every single one of, and if you make that every single person in that audience nod, saying yes, they're yours. Because they're in. Because you need to give that importance to a person. Because when I ask a person, do you like it? Do you agree with what I'm saying? That person says yes. And that person is not saying it. But that person is answering me unconsciously. And that part of him that will take the decision to be part of the Decentra. And if that opinion, and I show him to that person that his opinion is important to me, or that her opinion is important to me, it's really important. Number 7, and this is a trick that I learned years ago, and I'm still doing it. When I want to sign someone quickly, and I'm doing a presentation, the first thing I do is to cover the responses. But if you know what are the 5, 6, or 7 questions that is going to be made to you or the person that was invited to them when they go out to the conference or the Zoom, and you know that they are going to be making 10 or 20 questions, and to the person that invited them are going to ask them. And so when I'm talking within the community is when you start talking to answer all the questions that they're going to make to their outline. So is this serious? Isn't this a pyramid? Isn't this a scam? Or this or that? And take those 5 answers and you just answer them. So when the people finish that conference says, so do you have a question where I can help you or a doubt? Actually, no, you answered me everything. And I thought that these businesses were like this, but I thought that this was this way, or I thought this is gonna be that way. And there are people that makes me the same question, but what happens if people goes to YouTube or the videos? Let me ask you something. Do you believe that iPhone or Apple doesn't have people that criticize them in YouTube? Don't you believe, or don't you think that Coca-Cola have haters in YouTube? All the big companies in the world are going to try to find that angles and to find those bad things and those critiques. And when I find those YouTube that 300 or 500 people have seen it and ask me, hey, Gorka, like I'm responsible of this organization, will I give it more importance than the 3 or the 500 that saw the video, or the 5 million that is going to be part of my community? As simple as that. There are people that want to drown inside a glass of water because the greatness of Decentra, because this is also for the executives, the greatness of Decentra is not in the ends. The greatness of Decentra is in the people that are coming. Your financial independence, the financial freedom of your family is within us. You always need to be thinking outside the box and never drown inside a glass of water because we think that the universe is the one we know. I knew Spain when I was young and I never knew anything else. Then I went to a city and I knew more things. From Laredo, I went to Santander. That is a wonderful city that I love with passion. Then the world and God took me to Mexico, to that great country that taught me so many values, so many principles that built me as a man, as a human being, and as a father. From those paths that I went through from Guatemala, and I went for a month, and in Guatemala, I learned so many things. And at Colombia, it was so pleasant. They're always willing to help, and they're always with the intention to love their country to other people and to make other people to love their country as they do. And I have another expectation in Latin, and then I went to Brazil, in Argentina. I have so many stories. Don't stay with the context of today. Don't think that your future is within the context of today, because the context helps to keep running for the next and to move forward. The most of the people will make you millionaire are in life, but you still don't know them. And the people that said you to your left and your left, I thought that they're gonna make me millionaire, but it isn't true. It's in the universe that you still don't know them. In the universe, they are seeking an opportunity, and it is more important the opportunity than what the people can say about that opportunity. There's a lot of people that are seeking this opportunity of this business to change your lives. And let me tell you something, what they are thinking, that they're wishing to change their lives as you are wishing to change yours. People believe what the people think they are, because we are not owners of the absolute truth, but we are owners of our dreams, our desires, and the things that we want to achieve for us and for the family to the future. And that nobody can take it away from you. I heard someone that said, if the day I die, my critiques are not willing to die with me, is not willing to die with myself, then I will not listen to them. To see that perspective and that possibility and the position of this character. 8 point, project over the future. So you need to build over the future. Don't project over the past. Project over the future. And listen to this. The people want to see their future. How many times have you seen that go to a sorcerer or a shamaness or a person that reads the card in the future? How many of you wants to get their past written? Of course, you don't want to see it because you already live that. So you need to project the business in the future. Don't talk about the past. Don't talk about the now. Talk about how are you going to become as a person in the future. It's important for you to project, because one of the exercises and the practice that we do, people does not have the capacity to project, and we punish ourselves because of that. So we need to be caressing ourselves and give ourselves love and passion, because you've been damaged all your life, where you project as a successful person and to project as a successful with your family, with your kids, with your money, with your travels. We have been always criticized about it. And to work with that muscle in society also needs to be worked. The muscle of the future, of the decision, and where are we going together and where we're headed together. So many of you, of the 273 raising their hands, how many of you want to be with me at Dubai with our families, enjoying the best pleasures of Dubai, and having a conference of 17,000 people where 274 are going to be in the first rows with their families, and they're gonna go upstage and gonna have that recognition, and you will be able to give your family that lifestyle that they deserve. It's impressive. We have 272 people, and we don't have 272 people rising. If you don't get into the character in that role, become the role that you want to be. Don't be that negative person that so many times it's even when somebody's motivating you and you're doing that devil's lawyer in your own life. Stop doing that. What is the cause of raising your hand and to type in the chat, me, laugh with me, and work that vision muscle? When I will see it, I will believe it. I'm the people that when I think it, I will see it, then I believe it. I will not tell you what it is. And I will reserve what I think that you are. So project. How many of you have the capacity to close their eyes in this moment and said, I will go to Dubai. I will be living in Dubai. That experience, that is unique. That is the exercise that we need to be doing every single one of those, because that's the empowering that you need to be successful in this enterprise. So you were that desire, that dream, that passion, the comprehension, you're going to be great in the business. There's not one single person that put all these ingredients that I've just said and don't achieve success, because they're always seeking the why not, and they're not seeking that why yes. You need to find that reason of why yes, I can be successful this time, and convince yourself of so how many times when you get up stage and when you're doubting yourself, believe in that opportunity, believe until the moment until the people tells you you're crazy, because I have never met no one from all the red in all the languages, in all branches, that will not achieve that success, but I've never seen no one that does not have the passion, that burning desire, and that convincing themselves and to believe them, and that they never achieve nothing, because I have never seen that. But if you are willing to go through that process, to fall in love of something that is in life, to fall in love as you fell in love with your partner in a part of your time, if you fall in love with that car or that house and all those beautiful things, and how you fall in love when you spend that Sunday with your parents, or when you saw for the first time that smile of your kid. You need to love and fall in love in the same time with this company that is Decentra, because the people will win and will succeed, the people that will dream big. And I had a friend that told me, come here and sell coffee with me. Me, coffee? I'm a consumer, but I don't sell coffee. How will I be selling coffee? And especially at that price? I said no, because I didn't believe. So if you don't believe in your product, just go away, walk away. Because we have two wonderful products in this company. That is staking, and what is now, that is metaverse. So prepare for metaverse, because we have two wonderful products that are within an ecosystem of other wonderful products, where we have two spines. If you don't believe in this, then just stop it. You need to believe, and you need to be willing to defend that concept. I was talking with a great leader, Enrique Salazar, and I admire him so much since I knew him and since I met him. And I don't even care his pen. I respect him so much that when we were chatting and we were talking, sometimes we're chatting because I can feel that burning desire for that success within Decentra. And there's so many that feels Enrique and other human beings within Decentra. And Enrique just believes in himself, and he's willing to fight for it. He's willing to overcome him by himself. And my friend Angelo, that is talking right now in the chat, that passion of Angelo, being in South Africa, where everything happens in Latam, in Asia, and he's rising South Africa, but he has all the information way before, and that passion is what is going to take the success to him, because first is that passion and the convince of yourself in that product before to know how good it is. So the first is to defend that product. Gorka, people has left. Let me tell you something. If model level isn't a build in a construction in that active manner, I don't know what it is. Because network marketing is a house with a rotational door, and many people can get in and get out. And it's to give value to your business and to explain with so much passion and trust and belief and with the results for people to do whatever you want them to do. Everything else is nothing. And there's a person that was criticizing what is crypto, and within the project in Decentra, I think he already made $300. He already made those $300, and he was criticizing about cryptos, and now he's convinced because the best way to grow your belief is with results. Don't spend your time arguing with people who's right and who's wrong. Take them to the results, and you will see how will they change their minds. Listen to me. That works. Because the next week we're going to talk about, we're going to do this, this, and this. Listen to me. Just keep quiet and listen to me and follow the steps that I'm going to give you, and we're going to give you that result. So within a week, their mentality is going to change. So the next, sorry, I took a lot of time. I hope that you're paying attention.
Okay. ¿Qué decisiones? Yo le digo mucho a la gente.
What decision, I'm telling this a lot to people, and this is important for me. What decision in the past you didn't took, or you took poorly, that your present could be different? Interesting, right? If I am capable to take a person mentally to a moment in their life where he took that so much regrets, and I get them to that moment, it's very much likely that I will not be able to sign them if I don't do this. In what moment in your life you took decisions that were not the correct ones, that you need to take decision that by the lack of courage or decision or the time you didn't took it, and now you regret about it? So when that person tells you like this, and you know you're gonna do this, like, yeah, I know. Do you remember a moment? And that person is gonna be, oh yeah, I do remember. So if I get to take him to that moment, to that place, I'm done. Because you're gonna tell him within 3 or 4 years that when we're the biggest community in the world, you torture yourself that knowing that you could be part of it and you weren't. As simple as that. Leave to people sign by themselves. Don't you sign them, don't force them, and let them that they through your actions in stage to let them get to that conclusion to where the people needs to arrive. Because people isn't stupid, people are not dumb. You need to let them think by themselves and to visualize and help people visualize where we're headed. And something is important that we're not doing, and I'm excited. It's very important in conferences. One of the most important when you get up stage, always vocalize and vocalize. I'm not doing it right now in this conference, and I want to apologize, but vocalize. There are people that appears to be giving conferences, and probably they look like a person that is inside them and not the people out there. There's people that the enthusiasm is within them, but they're not showing it to other people. One of the most important things to talk slowly and to let people understand you is to vocalize. Where did I learn this? If you talk with Spaniards, you will know that the Spaniards, we talk very quick. When I went to Mexico, people told me, I don't understand any single thing that you're telling me because I was going way too fast. And every culture have their rhythm. So imagine yourself right now. That may be Colombia, from Medellin, that had a strong accent, or if you're from Culiacan, Sinaloa, and you go with your tone of voice, with your jokes and with your semantics to Peru, or you go to Argentina, how many people will understand you? If you want to be an international speaker, you need to pay attention to these details, to vocalize. For at least the person said, I will not understand the joke, but I will understand what he said. So most of the people will lose their focus in a conference because they are not understanding what the speaker is saying. Interesting, right? And to become an international speaker, try it for once. And to go to those conferences, so need to vocalize. I don't know which point where, I think it's 10 or 12. Breathe and smile, because I know that this is something difficult, because I have seen conferences. And I said, what happened to this guy? These people are like employees of Decentra, and they looks like robots explaining. They're not smiling, they are not sharing that feeling, and they are not transmitting those feelings, because people will relate more to that energy than the things that you are saying. Yes, this is true. Then you have to do it continuously, of smile, continuously the exercise of move your body to transmit that energy. Look what I'm doing with my hands, and to give away powerful power. There are people like going without a sound, and sometimes I don't know if the screen of the Zoom it's frozen because I cannot see it, and maybe you can see the people is like not moving. So express those emotions when you're in front of the people. So you need to express and transmit, and you will see how the person are going to be related and identified with those emotions. I think this is the 13th point. Set yourself in the shoes of people. Set yourself with the shoes of the person that is listening to you. Get into their shoes. And a question. Do they like listen 2 hours of my life? Gorka, I have to tell my testimony, my testimonial. Let's see. Okay, so just think about it. Do you think that the people are listening that came here to listen to a business in 30 minutes to hear the person that can change my life, or they come here to listen to my story, to what they came here? Get into the other person's shoes. There are people that act like in network marketing and say that they're like a prisoners. They're in my house, they're in the conference, they're in the Zoom, they're mine now. And I'm gonna say all the things that I want to say right now. And if it's 1 hour and a half, if they clap at the end, it's gonna say that they held 1 hour in 1 hour and a half because they will help prisoners. No, they were giving me the round of applause because I kept quiet and I shut up. Sorry, I had to make a joke about this. Sorry. So number 14, help them to take that decision. Don't be just informative, because many of us will just give information. Help them to take a decision, please. Because every one of us was helped and supported from other people to take the decision. Help other people to start this business. Oh, my woman doesn't want me to get into this. I will go with you to your house with your wife and tell them about this. So help people to take that decision. The statistic, the last time I saw, it was about 80% that doesn't get into network marketing is because they didn't take a decision to change their life. Not because they didn't believe, not because they didn't believe in Decentra. You know why? Because they were afraid to take that decision. So help them to take the decision. Don't worry that we're gonna see ourselves in I don't know a time, and I will help you take the decision. I'll be with you alongside and listen the rhythm of the conference. So listen and pay attention to the rhythm of the conference. Pay attention and listen to the rhythm of the conference. And I know that many of you are looking at me like, what are you saying? Let's see. If I'm in my neighbor's house and there are 10 people seated in plastic chairs, and the 10 of them, they're with their arms crossed, what do I understand from this? Say in the chat, type it in the chat. If I have 10 people in front of me and they're with their arms crossed and with this face that they're being bored, that they are closed-minded. So let's do better. If they are closed-minded, open them. So listen to me. If the people are closed-minded, open them. Don't let the conference open them. You need to do it before you do that conference. Understand this. You need to calibrate the force and the situation. And the people are with their arms closed, or they don't even smile when you do a bad joke, because if you're in front of 10 mommies, or you're doing terribly wrong. So you need to create that empathy. There are people that arise, how do I do this? I'm able to talk with 10 people, 45 minutes, and explain the business in 5 minutes, because it's more important empathy than the business. Because if we don't have empathy, the information will just not get to them. No, of course not. Because people require their information, but you don't know how to give it, and they will not receive it because you are not empathizing with them. And how you do that? By asking and listening. And while you're here, oh, my friend invited me. Oh, this ungrateful that just brought you here and take your time. Oh, you know what this, and what do you want to find? And you start asking them things and asking them more and more and more. For all the people, when the conference starts, they will be willing to listen. And then I was talking with Marta, and Marta wanted to take their kids to a private college, and Daniel is tired of his boss, and there's other people that want to travel, and what's this and what's that. Open the door before you get in. Either way, you're gonna slam right into your face with that door. Next, take objectives in those rooms. If I have a conference with 50, 20, 30 people, I will choose 3 or 4, and I will choose the most with different profiles, and I will try to find those different profiles. Young people, housewife, professionals, the working people with good energy, and I will give a conference to every single profile. And if I see that those 5 profiles did I fulfill within the conference, if you make and you win those 5 people and those 5 profiles, then you need to work with the people, and you will work with the results. Next point, anchor that people to say yes. Anchor them to say yes. Don't be afraid. Anchor them in the first moment. I'm sure that you want this business. I know, and I'm sure that you want it. Anchor them to say yes right away. Because if I ask you, you that have experience, how many of you understand that the decision that you took, that when you joined Decentra was the correct one and was the right one? How many understood and understand that was the right decision? Please raise your hand. 25. I understand that what you're telling me is based on the information that you have today, not the information that you had in that moment when you started. So the person that you have in front is exactly the same thing. The person that will happen to the person that you have in front. So you need to anchor them And to say yes, you need to push them to take the decision because that person does not have the same information. But if you get to anchor them to say yes, and that start with those results in 6 months, 8 months, or 1 year, and it's going to be more convinced than you are right now. So push them to accelerate and to take the decision. Next one. Answer quickly. If someone makes a question, ask them quickly. Don't fall asleep with enthusiasm. And if you don't know the answer, remember that repeat that question. Because people does not like when people are asking you something. Answer that question. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about this. Maybe I will not have the answer in that moment, and tell them, well, I don't have the answer, but I will call you back and get you back with that answer. Because it ain't complicated, because you're not lying by saying that you don't know it. But answer quickly. Don't just stay in the clouds and they'll be like, how many of you have those words? Because I also have those words. How many of you have those like, right? And you're just making noises. Work on it. Don't be afraid to say that you have those words. Listen to your audios and become a speaker. Well, you need to listen to your own audios. And I was like, oh my God, how is it possible that people just applaud me? How is it possible that people listen to me? My God, this is outrageous. And little by little, and it's just a long way. And I start learning and taking away those words and do it fast.
Siempre, dile a la gente, siempre.
So always tell people that you and your family decided to take this opportunity to change their future. And from there to financial independence. Me and my family, we already took that decision. That is an important point. And involve your family. This is important. You need to involve your family, and I guarantee you that that person is going to sign and is going to join. How will that person, how will your kid feel? How will your son, your daughter, your wife, your husband, if you can take them out to dinner, if you started with this business? Tell me that what people go for $300 or $500 a month with the hope to make it $1 million a month, but people are willing to work for $300 or $500 or $1,000 a month. Tell them the greatness of this business and involve their family, and I guarantee you that people are gonna join. Always when you're talking in public, you're not gonna be alone. Tell them you're not gonna be alone. Always tell this to people, you're not gonna be alone, and smile. Look, Marica, please, Margie Rico.
¿Quién más? Kiara. ¿Quién más? No vais a estar solos, yo voy a ayudar.
You're gonna be alone because I'm gonna be there with you. Even if we do mistakes, we're gonna be together.
Nos vamos a tener que aguantar uno al otro. Nos vamos a tener que aguantar.
You're gonna get to support, and you have to be stand, and we have to stand in each other because we're gonna be together. And always tell people you're not gonna be alone. And when you do it upstage, also do this, because people are afraid when you sign them to be left alone, and tell them, I'm gonna be with you, I'm gonna be company with you. And now it's so easy that people will say and will follow you. And I'm about to finish. These are points that are for me, that are essential when you are doing this presentation. For the people that get into the conference because they want to ask other things or other subjects, get to my social media and I will be answering those questions as soon as possible. And I repeat myself. I don't have to steal anything from no one. And I was in a moment that I could, but I didn't. And the Lord sent me in this place that alongside with you to create the biggest community in the world. We're gonna fight with a lot of ghosts, and it is not gonna be easy, but we are gonna do it. And this time, we're gonna do it in a way and in a manner that the world will know about what we are doing. I'm really proud about myself because I'm not becoming a millionaire, but I'm proving to myself that loyalty is more than anything else. It's not just a value and loyalty to one single person, because we need to be loyal to your principles and your values, and that will show to other people. And let me tell you that every single one of you are gonna fulfill your dreams through this project, because we're gonna keep fighting, and it hasn't born that goes enough great, enough powerful to let us and beat us and conquer us. We're doing the things right. And I worry because I'm worried because of the people that left, and I'm worried that I'm gonna go to South Africa, and I'm going to Asia, and I'm going a tour in Spain. And when I'm in those places, I will change someone's life. The next week I will go to Mexico, and I will share with a lot of people in Mexico, with people that I love. I will be sharing with a lot of people in Mexico. And I'm gonna be in the conference in Mexico City and day 23rd, and talk to your hospice line and your love line, and help us, Angie, with that calendar, and send it through WhatsApp. And we're gonna do it to help others, because are always seeking that opportunity in the eyes of the next one. I think that we're gonna build a project that is gonna be wonderful for all of us. And I know the people that are inside this place, the people that are in here, are not to bother other people's life or to make other people's harder. Most of us are here with a genuine desire to help others. Think big, because we're gonna help millions of people. So you need to hold, and don't let other people to steal your dreams, and don't let the other people take those dreams. In 19, we're gonna be in Tlaxcala, September 19. We're gonna give that information to your hospice line. September 19, 23rd, we're gonna be in Mexico City. 26, we're gonna be Guadalajara. 28 and 29, Quintana Roo, Cancun. And we're gonna be in those other countries. We're adjusting those agendas. And it's important for you to compromise and commit to yourself and to commit with this opportunity, because I know that you are gonna make it. I listen every single kind of things, and I heard all the goals that you have within yourself, because all the things that you have inside yourself are talking into your mind. And in my moment, I also had that moment with those ghosts talk to me. In life, it's not to feel that wallet, it's to control the beast within ourselves. Don't worry, because the wallet is gonna be full as long as you control the things inside up here. Are people that were in need, are people that have been shown that they are brave, because getting into a project of our kind, we're 10 years forward of the people that are right now. It ain't easy. I have seen some artists and heard the opinion that in life, you're gonna win it if you bet on future. And I think, and I believe that every single one of you are doing a wonderful job, Trust in yourself. Keep moving forward, and keep moving forward. That you give so many presentations and so many plans that the negative thoughts, you will not be able to listen to them. To do the plan and to share this with someone else take you away from that negativity. because life cannot take those agendas and those times and those excuses. No, because I'm excited about the tour that he's doing John, that he's doing phenomenal. He's telling me at night or in the morning, we talk for hours and we change those files, and he's sharing me what he's living in this moment. Let's get out from our houses and get to the most people and the most number of people to share this information. And I assure you that when you get back to your house and you help other people to seek their dreams, your life is going to change. So thank you to be able to share with me. Sorry to keep it so long. Thanks to the production, thanks to DTS for this wonderful job that they're doing every single day. And I will not name them all, but thanks for that belief. Thanks, Angie, for your job, for your constancy, for your perseverance. Thanks, Angie. And thanks for all the people in the production and backstage, behind the scenes, and to all the people that are behind every single one of us, to those Zoom, to those trainings and upstage. And there are all so many people behind doing these things work. And if you knew some of the people that are producing this conference as today, and to have that level of belief and that level of dreams within this project that is Decentra, more than us, people that I learned from them within their passion and their work. Thanks to all DTS, thanks to Decentra, thanks to the production, thanks to you to listen to us. And we are here and we're gonna fight for every single one of you and your dreams, and pay attention for the tours that are coming and the international tour and the brand news that we're gonna have, that we're gonna be sharing. God bless you. And the most important, that God bless every single one of you and your family are good and great. From Madrid, Spain, greetings to every single one of you. See you next time. Thank you a lot.